In a quiet village far from the hustle and bustle of the city, there lived a little cat named Mimi. Mimi was a cute and lively kitten with soft gray and white fur and eyes that sparkled like emeralds, full of curiosity about the world. Every day, Mimi would go on adventures around the village, exploring corners she had never visited before. The villagers all adored Mimi, not only because she was adorable, but also because she was incredibly kind. She was always ready to help those in need, whether it was the elderly in the village or the small animals in the forest. Mimi would extend a helping paw, bringing warmth and comfort to everyone. Each night, Mimi loved to lie on the grassy patch in front of her home and gaze up at the endless sky. She particularly enjoyed watching the moon, which hung high above, casting its gentle light. The moon's soft glow always filled Mimi with a sense of peace and joy. She was fascinated by the moon and often wondered what it was like up there. She wondered if there were other cats like her or perhaps other magical creatures living on the moon. Sometimes, Mimi would quietly think to herself, how wonderful it would be if I could fly to the moon. As time passed, Mimi's desire to visit the moon grew stronger and stronger. One night, as she gazed at the sky as usual, she suddenly felt that the moon seemed brighter and closer than ever before. At that moment, a gentle voice whispered in her ear, "Dear little Mimi, why do you watch me every night?" Startled, Mimi looked around but saw no one. She listened carefully and realized that the voice was coming from the moon itself. "Is that you, Moon?" Mimi asked in surprise. "Yes, Mimi," the moon replied in a voice as soft as a spring breeze. "I've noticed you watching me every night, and I wanted to know if you have a wish." Mimi had never imagined that one day she would be able to talk to the moon. She was so excited that she could barely speak. I just wonder what it's like where you live, Moon. Do you ever feel lonely up there in the sky every night?" The moon chuckled softly. "My world is far away in the heavens, orbiting the earth. I have countless stars as my friends, and they keep me company every day. My world is full of light and beauty, but sometimes I do feel lonely." Mimi felt a pang of sadness in her heart. "But why do you feel lonely when you have so many stars as friends?" she asked. The moon's voice carried a hint of melancholy. "Because I cannot speak face to face with my friends as you do, nor can I feel the warmth of their presence. Every time I see you and your friends living so happily together on Earth, I can't help but feel a little envious." Mimi felt even sadder after hearing this. She had never imagined that the moon could feel so lonely. "Moon, I would love to be your friend and keep you company so you won't feel lonely anymore," Mimi said sincerely. The moon's light seemed to grow warmer. "Mimi, thank you. It makes me very happy to know you. Let's make a promise. Whenever you feel lonely or lost, just look up at me, and I will guide you with my light, so you'll know you're never alone. As long as you remember me, I will always be here with you." Mimi's heart filled with warmth. "Thank you, Moon. I will definitely remember our promise." From that day on, whenever Mimi felt lonely or faced difficulties, she would look up at the moon in the sky, seeking an invisible support. Whether it was windy, rainy, or a clear day, Mimi kept this habit. The moon always responded to her with a gentle glow. As time went by, Mimi grew into a brave and strong little cat. She became not only an explorer of the village but also a protector of everyone. She was always ready to help animals in need and brought hope and courage to them with the moon's warm light. One day, a fierce storm struck the village, leaving many animals homeless and terrified. Without hesitation, Mimi quickly organized everyone to find a safe shelter and helped them rebuild their homes after the storm passed. She never lost her smile because she knew that no matter how tough things got, the moon would always be there for her. That night, after the storm had calmed, Mimi lay on the grass as usual, looking up at the moon. The sky had regained its tranquility, and the moon shone brightly, bathing the earth in its gentle light. "Moon, I thought of you again today," Mimi whispered. The moon smiled back, her voice soft and kind. "Mimi, you did wonderfully. You used your courage and kindness to warm everyone's hearts and helped me feel less lonely. Thank you." Mimi shook her head and said, "No, it's I who should thank you. Without you, I wouldn't have had the courage to face all the challenges." The moon's light seemed to shine even brighter. "Mimi, everyone has their own light within. Whether it's you, me, or the other animals, we can all be a light for each other and illuminate the path ahead." Mimi whispered softly, lost in thought. "I understand now. No matter where we are, as long as we have love in our hearts, we can be a light for others." The moon smiled contentedly. "That's right, Mimi. Remember this, wherever you are, you can bring warmth and hope to others." From that day forward, Mimi became the most respected animal in the village. She was no longer just the curious little cat, she had grown into a wise and loving leader. Each night, she would look up at the moon and remember her promise to the moon. And the moon never forgot their promise either. Every night, she would shine her gentle light on the village, like a guardian, watching over Mimi and all the animals. Mimi and the moon's story was passed down from generation to generation in the village, becoming a light that would never be extinguished in everyone's hearts. Their promise became an everlasting legend in this world, reminding us that love and care are the strongest lights within us. No matter what challenges we face, as long as we have love in our hearts, we can warm ourselves and light the way for others. Mimi and the moon's promise is a symbol of this light, a light that will always be with us, guiding us forward. Do you still like today's story? If you like, please remember to subscribe to this channel and click the like icon. You can receive notifications and hear the latest stories as soon as possible. Good night, my baby.